YouTube, Secret Corsian here with another knife review. These knives I'm getting ready to review go against everything that I think a good knife should have. They have all the criteria of something that you shouldn't buy, but let me review them, and I actually like them, interestingly enough. This is the Whetstone Cutlery Stripeger Kunai throwing knife. There's actually 12 of them. They're 8 inches long and 2 1/4 ounces. The cost is $25.33 from Walmart. This would be in the fall of 2014. You get the case with it, 12 knives. It has a metal cord. The handle is wrapped with a cord, and that's, I think, generally a no-no. And it's a stainless steel. Now, if you'd have shown me these knives or talked to me about them, I'd have told you not to get them. But a young lady who I used to throw with bought a set, and she seemed to like them, and I really respect her opinion about things like knives. So I said, well, if she liked them, or likes them, I might give them a chance. So let's open up this case and see what we have in here. A nifty case for what it's worth. And it's going to look really bad when I open it because they've been well used. This is what these knives look like when you get them, except that they have a long, the cord extends out, so you have like a flyer. So when you throw them, you got a tail there. I guess that's to stabilize them or something. I didn't like that. I thought it was useless, so I cut those off and then glued the tips on them. And I threw some of them that way. And as you can see, if you're not careful, they can get unraveled. And the reason it's really bad to have cord on the handle is if you throw your knives, you're going to cut the cord up, and eventually you're just going to take it off. And it's sort of like, why is it even there? But my solution has always been to just take duct tape and wrap it around the cord, which is what I did. And so I've thrown these that have been duct tape wrapped quite a few times, and they've held up quite well as far as the handle goes. Well, let me move this out of the way and just look at the knives. We'll do a verification on the length and the weight. The length is supposed to be 8 inches, and as you can see, the length is 8 inches, and as you can see, that is. So that's absolutely correct. And the weight is 2 1/4 ounces. And let's see how that goes. And we'll get down to 0 here. And the weight on this one is 2 1/2 ounces, so that's actually a little bit more. And this one here is, isn't that interesting? This is lighter. I guess obviously they're not all the same, but this is actually 2 1/4. So 2 1/4, 2 1/2, somewhere in thereabouts. Normally I wouldn't ever recommend throwing a knife this light, but there's just something about this knife. First of all, the stainless steel, like I say, I don't know what it is, but this is solid. I have thrown these, and not this one so much, but thrown these and thrown these and thrown these, and I can't seem to damage them, and I can pretty much damage anything. So they're pretty darn solid. I think I got a little bit of a bend on that one there. With really light knives, which are not recommended for beginners, and small knives because they bounce back very easily, the solution to that is when you throw at your target, just move offline maybe 10 or 15 degrees so you're throwing it at an angle, and that way when they bounce, they're highly unlikely that they'll hit you. I've never had one bounce back. I throw in front of them now, so I guess I do have them bounce back, but I can get out of the way. I can do a one spin with this, 6 feet or more back. I am not very successful with a half spin, throwing by the blade. I'm not very good with a one spin, throwing by the handle, to the point that I don't even bother to do it. I just use these to play with. But for a person wanting to learn a one spin, these would be good for it. I'm a no spin thrower, as I stated before. However, the no spin on this, instead, this is the Ralph Thorne method, and I just think he's wonderful. He's very skilled, very knowledgeable. He invented the no spin, the Ralph Thorne no spin method that I use. But he also has come up with a no spin thumb, which I use with these. He says those are really good at closer distances and with lighter objects such as light knives or pocket knives and all that. So I throw this that way, and I've actually gotten fairly good. But what's really great about these, I can practice with these. These are about the same length as a 3.5-inch blade pocket knife, and so by throwing these all the time this way, then switching over to the pocket knife, I have found that my pocket knife throwing is really quite good. You're not supposed to throw pocket knives because if you throw them enough times, they're definitely going to break. I haven't broken any yet. The ones I use are actually quite good knives and quite sturdy. But I stick them a lot too because I practice with these. So anyway, I think these are a lot of fun. I think you can practice on a half spin with them and no spin at close distances. I will demonstrate these knives on the latter part of this video, but I really do highly recommend the knife. I just, for what it costs, you get 12 of them. It's a little over $2 a piece, not much over $2 a piece. Just fine, fun knives. So if you want to start out cheap and you want to have a bunch of knives to throw, you might give these a chance. I think that you will be impressed with them. Anyway, you can look at me and throw them and say, no way. Or you can say, hey, yeah, that's pretty cool. We might try that too. So there you go, YouTube. Hopefully that is helpful. But I actually do recommend these little knives that break all the rules that I would ever have. The reason they stick so well is because the tip is so narrow. Even though it's thick and solid, it is still narrow. So that's why they stick well. And yeah, give it a shot if you want. Okay, that was me doing a half spin and then doing a no spin, and see, they stick pretty well. They're neat little knives. I've got a game with some people that come over here. We get 5 attempts to stick it 3 times. They're just starting, but I'm not all that good either. And then we just add up the points. So you can have a barbecue or something, be out here and throw these knives. Half spin, no spin, 6 feet. I'm good at 6 feet. Getting further back from that, they're way too light. Like I say, they weigh what? 2.5 ounces or thereabouts. Good knives though, cheap. Holding up and get a little bit of bends in the point, can hammer them out. I recommend them. Just make sure that you're not too close. By the way, where it bounces back, so we're talking about, notice I'm at an angle, and if you're at an angle and you throw and it bounces, it won't hit you. So when you're first starting out, that's the best way to do it. Secret Corsian, over and out.